Garmagat Cahirlach, and thank you, Minister. And as I speak today, I'm mindful that it's Ash Wednesday, a day of repentance, when Christians confess their sins and profess their devotion to God. But I don't want to make this religious, but I am just acutely aware of the suffering that the families of the victims of those who have been buried have endured over the decades, and indeed that they still endure. And I do think, Minister, that you acknowledge that and you understand that, and we need to put that to an end as quickly as possible, but also recognising the suffering of those of the babies who are neglected and the babies who suffered at the hands of the state and the religious institutions, and it must never ever happen again. Above all and above anything else, I want to acknowledge Catherine Corless. And I want to express my deep gratitude to Catherine Corless for doing what she has done, for being Catherine Corless and for being the tenacious person that she is, and dedicated to the justice and getting justice for the victims and for families, because without her, none of us would be standing here today. I also want to acknowledge all of the people who have contacted me individually, and I know contacted other TDs, and to the families who have shared their stories with me. I know it is probably one of the most humbling experiences I've certainly had as a politician. I want to acknowledge Sheila outside the gate as well, that many of us will know here. We speak to her every time she was out there in the rain, today even, having suffered and having just trying to get their stories across. We have an opportunity, I welcome this bill, obviously, we have an opportunity here to do the right thing. And I think there are lots of good things in this bill, Minister, and I want to thank you for that. And I want to thank my own colleague, Kathleen Punchin, as well, for the work that she has done on behalf of our party, for Sinn Féin, within the committee. And it's everybody working together that we will make this legislation what it needs to be. But the families obviously need to be front and centre of it. And some of them have concerns, and I know some of them have been addressed in your contribution earlier on, and I thank you for that, Minister. But there are still some things outstanding, like the 20-metre rule that was acknowledged, and you will understand in the way that bills are written, obviously they can be legalistic and they have to be written in a certain way, and I think we need to make every effort to explain every line. So some people would be concerned about the number of mays in it. The trust needs to be built up again. So we need to listen to families at this point as well. And whatever minimums need to be put in, they need to be put in, because as one person who contacted me said, this is the legislation that will be there for generations to come. We need to make sure that the families, the victims, the survivors are front and centre of all that. Thank you, Minister. Thank you very